When we really started getting to know each other is we met up at the next March at a conference about missions. And we spent the whole weekend together talking. And I was going to school in Oklahoma, he was going to school in Missouri. We started our letter writing campaign. From March to the end of May, we were writing letters. And we started going out, and within a month, he had asked me to marry him. And I said yes. Now it's different than from today, because today we have email, we have WeChat, we have telephone, we can pick up the phone and for a monthly charge. Not then, they charge you per minute for your phone calls. So we didn't talk that much, but we really got to know each other through letters.
He and Patty are different people, obviously. And Patty was a lot of times, and I think it's because she spent the most time with them, with the kids. She was always there, whereas he was gracious to the kids. So in a way, sometimes both kids received direction in a disciplinarian way from Patty, and then from Shelton, there would always be that comforting, helping the kids to get through this and then go on. But the goal was, from both of them, was to approach the kids in a way that they would learn, develop, and move on.
He works with numbers, I work with people. I grew up around engineers. I remember he taught me into typing his thesis into the computer. At this time, the only computers were in the labs at the university. You didn't have your desktops or laptops, so I spent many hours typing, because I typed so much faster than he did, and it was like, well, if you type, we get to spend more time together. So
Shelton joined our company in, I was just looking, January of 1999. So that's been 16 years ago. And I didn't meet him right when he did join our company, because he started out in our Bermuda Dunes office. But I met him not too long after that, because he had a lot of very creative ideas and some ideas for new areas for us to consider extending our services out to.
In the last 32 years or so, I've done basically mostly wind energy projects, and have a number of international patents, about 12 of them. And I've worked with Shelton on a number of those, a few thousand turbines worth of projects. And so most of the work here in the US and Canada, but we do other work in other foreign countries, and Shelton, of course, has done a considerable amount of work in China.
He was kind of a typical engineering nerd. We have a lot of those in our company.
His persuasiveness is all based on facts. He can do the analysis and then explain it to you as, here's what the numbers show, here's what the numbers mean, this will work. And so he's not trying to sell people things, he's just telling them, this is how to work it. His expertise shines forth. People understand that he knows what he's doing. And so that's how he succeeds, is because he's right.
I love China. I love the people, because they'd gotten to know them. And so throughout the years, he would study about China, talk about China, but it was always something in the future. And as the wind energy began to expand, they said, well, why don't we bring this technology to China?
I heard some things, and I'm not an expert on exactly what happened, but I know he grew really fast, and then the work slowed down, and so he had all these people on staff that he didn't have any work for, and he wasn't familiar with the culture of China. He got stuck making assumptions about how something would work in the US. It doesn't work that way in China.
And this was right before he got sick, that they were making all these arrangements. And to tell you the optimism and the dedication he had to China is the day he signed the papers to form the Wolfie here in China.
Yep, unfortunately, yeah.
Okay. So what's your knowledge about it?
Like some relatives who died because they had cancer.
It's a malfunction in the cell's ability to maintain its growth.
Fortunately,
So a
my
cell
grandparents
that should
can
die
affect different areas of your body, and to treat it, you need chemotherapy. Yeah.
Oh gosh. Sheldon called me up after he had been to the hospital, and he'd had some tests run, and they told him he was stage 4 cancer, and he didn't tell me he had 4 months to live until about 4 years later. But I guess they told him he had about 4 months to expect life to last for maybe another 4 months.
And my wife and I went to the hospital to visit them. As we got there into the room, the curtain was closed, and we could hear. We weren't trying to eavesdrop, we were just there at the right time at the right place. But as we just arrived, we could hear the conversation. We didn't want to interrupt them, but we heard the doctor tell him, you have stage 4 colon cancer and you're expected to live, so long. I do remember that once we got on the other side of the curtain, he was very calm and assured. And he told me that he knew that whatever was going to happen to him, he would be in God's hands.
He had this incredible faith and optimism, liked peace and order.
With Sheldon, you never notice much difference. If he's under pressure or not under pressure, he's still pretty much the same guy. He's very controlled, but I mean, it's got to have put your life in a whole different perspective. I know if they told me that, I probably wouldn't be working here right now. I'd be getting to go do something else for what, to try to do some of the things you want to make sure that you had the opportunity to do.
我叫赵辉，我是1995年考入首都医科大学。跟 Shelton 认识是在2012年，就是公司刚刚创立的时候认识他。他是通过网站找到我们的。感觉呢，就是根本完全看不出他是一个结肠癌晚期，然后做了那个根治手术，还切除了一部分肝小叶的患者。
Sonny was always sunny for him, brought options to his life. We explored alternative treatments.
我们已经跟他庆祝过，他就是被诊断结肠癌晚期4期之后第一个1000天，过了这个第一个1000天之后呢，他的这个生存期就是超过了基本上80%的癌症这个晚期的结肠癌患者。
I know he wanted to do more, but it was cost prohibitive. It was hard for us to, he was weighing the option of, okay, it's going to cost this much, and we only have this much. And, he didn't want to leave me broke. He wanted to leave me with some money to live on. And so it was, we talked a lot about it. He was going, okay, the chemo's working now. As soon as the chemo doesn't work, we're going to explore some more options with Sonny.
Shelton 他说他的保险公司，因为在和睦家医院的这个治疗的费用超过了在美国的当地的治疗的费用，所以要他停掉中国的治疗，而返回美国继续他的治疗，这样保险公司才能给他报销。
Our daughter of our heart sat him down and said, you have to make a choice. It's either China or the U.S. And I told him, I don't care. And we were living like vagabonds. Here, 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 here. And I said, make a choice. I need a home. And he chose China.
那么在这种情况下呢，他说，如果我的生命只有1年的时间，那么我情愿待在中国，所以他就 请求我们帮助他。我当时呢就把他在和平家医院的治疗方案的花费，还有在美国同样的这个治疗方案的花费，以及在北京3甲级医院这个治疗方案的花费做了一个对比的表格。那么同样，我们提供的方案是在如果他保险公司可以接受，就是在北京的3甲级医院的这个治疗方案，它大概比在美国的治疗要便宜1/3到1/2的价格啊。在这种情况下，我们就写了一封 email， 把我们这个调查的报告传给了那个保险公司。那么他的保险公司呢非常好，就是他认为我们提供的这个信息是非常有价值的。在这个过程当中呢，他说我们愿意为 Shelton 呢再多提供大概1年的这个保险的报销。那么他同样可以现在继续他的现在这个医院的这个治疗方案。
Shortly after that, we got this apartment, and I started making a home here, a home for us.
在中国呢，他在我们的帮助下，曾经在武警总医院的国际部，做过癌症的免疫学治疗，配合他在美国的一些治疗，同时进行。
国外人士这个肿瘤，他对这个死亡好像他比较接受吧，容易接受，比较坦然吧。中国人好像对死亡比较恐惧，可能跟这个宗教啊、信仰这个有很大的关系。讲的就是这个精神对于这个疾病的康复本身就有很大的这个相关因素，就是说你特别怕死，你就特别紧张啊，那你的这个全身的抵抗力也下降。你要是说他对这个死亡看得比较淡的话，他对这个疾病战胜他的勇气，这就比较大的，应该说是。我估计他们之所以活的时间比较长，跟他们这个对死亡的态度也有密切关系。
I think it was because he knew he had a mission. God had sent him here to China. Or all through his life, we were on different missions. And the missions changed as we went through our life, but his last mission was here to China.
Okay, so what if someone tells you you only have 6 more months to live?
Oh wow.
It's tough.
Probably gonna pack my bags and go see all the places that I want to see, like Rome.
Travel around the world.
And travel and plan a family.
不上学我就到处到世界跟你走走。
Do something for others.
Okay.
Those 6 months, yeah.
We went to many different places throughout China. Some of them, we were the only Westerners that were probably there for a while. And at that time, we didn't know if he was going to live or die. We didn't know how long he had to live. You know, some of the average lifespan is 20 to 22 months. He lived every day like it might be his last. But it was a life-changing time for him too, because our company was changing. It was trying to figure out what else we can do besides wind energy. And while he was there, he saw the poor sanitation, the poor water conditions. And so he came home and said, let's see if we can do something. And so I said, well, okay. And so I got researching it too. I said, after I researched a little bit, I said, you know what? You've got 2 legs of the stool. We need a 3-legged stool so it will stand. I said, if we give them proper sanitation and proper water, but if they don't know how to use it, then it'll just get contaminated again. We also need to teach them hygiene. We need to teach them proper care of the systems. And so he said, okay, go for it. I know he was, teaching a young engineer here the technology. And he was also imparting to him, don't take shortcuts. Make sure everything is correct. Make sure it's built right. Make sure, don't negotiate on safety. We worked together, and since that was my background, I did made some hygiene classes. We taught some hygiene classes to some people in some villages. Then some of these kids were the left behind kids, the kids that their parents had to go work and they were in a boarding school. They felt left, nobody loved them. So I was introduced to a program called You're Special. And we talked about it and he said, yeah, let's take it to them. In fact, we're going to carry out his last wish of going down there at least one more time, because we got the 5th and 6th graders now, but we didn't get the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th graders. So we're going to do it one more time to fulfill his dream. His last day, we had people coming in and out all day. In fact, his last day was pretty incredible. Even though he was unconscious, I think he could hear what was going on. He talked to all his sons and his mother, and as people would come in, they would talk to him, and we sat around telling stories. We sang songs. We had praise music going. It wasn't, there were some tears, but there was lots of laughter. He no longer has pain. He has a new body. He is with his Heavenly Father.
You sleek and cowering, timid beast. Oh, what a panic's in your breast. You need not start away so hasty. I would be loath to run and chase you. I'm truly sorry, man's dominion has broken nature's social union and justifies that ill opinion which makes you startle at me, my fellow mortal. My friend, you're not alone in proving foresight may be vain. The best laid schemes of mice and men will go awry and leave us naught but grief and pain. But you are blessed instead of me. Only the present touches you, and as I backwards cast my eye and forwards too, though I can't see, I guess and fear.
He's with God, and God in heaven in such a wonderful place that, that they're having this incredible party up there. And he no longer has pain. He has a new body. I still believe this today. We're having a party.
Thank you for the phone calls, the flowers, the dinners and the cards. Thank you for the kind words, black humor and the plums from your yard. I opened up and dropped them in. I felt the love run down my chin. the joke that nearly ripped me apart. Thank you for checking on me as I lay alone in the dark. I'm in love with the evening shift. You gotta love a woman who can wear that colored green and get away with it. I'm the kid that they cut apart, stitch back up, then grew a softer heart. I grew a real soft heart. Bless you for the bedtime gift of needles and pills. To you for never saying no, for always saying you will come when I ring my bell. Then gently lay your hand upon my hands as well. Bless you for sleeping at the foot of my bed. To you for coming all this way to plant a kiss on my head. I woke up and took you in. I felt your lips press gently down upon my skin. I'm the kid that they cut apart, stitch back up, and grew a softer heart. I grew a real soft heart. Thank you. Thank you. I sit and wait for the black crows to fly by my window. Hey, here come the black crows to fly past my window. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.